Before I say anything else today, I want to say something I probably should have said a long time ago. Thank you. Thank you for being here, not just today, but through 22 episodes across 2 seasons, through questions that weren't easy, through topics that were sometimes uncomfortable, through ideas that asked you to think differently about your life, your technology, and your future. You showed up again and again. And that means more than you know. Today is the season 2 finale, and I have one more thing to tell you.
Web3 and AI made simple. Hosted by yours truly, Riya Utile.
Welcome to episode 12 of season 2 of Web3 and AI Made Simple. This episode is different from every other episodes I've done. There's no big reveal today, no hidden truth I'm going to uncover, no framework or system or three-step plan. Today is about you because I think in the rush of all these ideas, all these questions, all awareness, there's something you might have forgotten, or maybe something you never fully believed. And I want to make sure you hear it clearly from me with no rush and no agenda. Here it is. You are not behind. You're early. Let me explain what I mean. I spent a lot of time in the Web3 and AI space through our work with Web3 AI, through events like NFT NYC and Philippine Blockchain Week, through conversations with builders and creators and investors all over the world that me and my husband Ian have gone through. And here is what I can tell you from the inside. The vast majority of people in the world, the overwhelming majority, still do not understand what Web3 is. They don't understand what AI is actually doing in their lives. They have not asked the question you've been asking for the last 22 episodes. Let me give you a sense of where the world actually is. Most people think AI is just a chatbot. They don't know it's reading their medical records, shaping their news, predicting their behavior, and being trained by their daily activities. Most people still think crypto is just about trading coins and making money. They don't know it's about ownership. It's about identity, decentralized systems, and a fundamentally different architecture for the internet. Most people have never heard the phrase data sovereignty. They've never asked who owns their digital identity. They've never thought about what happens to their digital life when they die. You have. You've thought about all of it. You've sat with it. You've wrestled with it. You've let it change how you see the world. And that's put you in a position that most people won't reach for years. You are not behind. You are ahead significantly. I want to walk you through what actually learned because I don't think you realize how much ground you have covered. In season 1, you learned why Web3 and AI feel overwhelming, and that's by design. You learned how Web3 and AI connect. You learned that you don't have to rush. You learned about power, about ownership, and who controls value. You learned the difference between hype and real innovation. You learned the shelter framework, how to think clearly in a world that's spinning fast. And you learned that the future of work, creativity, and ownership is more human than you thought. And in season 2, you went deeper. You questioned whether learning still matters in an age of AI. You examined the structural unfairness of your relationship with social media. You have this, you discovered you've been training AI for years without knowing it. You even calculated the hidden cost of free. You confronted your own digital mortality. You questioned whether you can trust machines' explanation. You explored the algorithm's influence on your free will. You understood the future of identity beyond passwords. You asked, who really owns the medical breakthroughs AI creates? You reimagined the entire internet from scratch. And you identified the three things worth protecting for the next decade. That is extraordinary education in 22 short episodes. And here's what makes it even more remarkable. You chose to do it calmly, without panic, without FOMO, without someone screaming at you to buy something or do something before it's too late. You chose clarity over and over and over again. You chose clarity. That is rare and it is powerful. So, what does all of this mean going forward? It means that when the world catches up, and it will, you won't be starting from zero. You'll already understand the landscape. You'll already have the frameworks. You'll already know which questions to ask. When someone tries to sell you on a new AI tool with big promises, you'll know how to evaluate it. You'll ask, is this hype or innovation? Who benefits? Can I verify its claims? When a new social platform launches and says, we're different, you'll know what questions to ask. Who owns the data? Who owns the content? What's the business model? When your child or your friend or your colleague asks you what even is Web3, you'll be the person who can explain it calmly, clearly, without jargon. And that makes you incredibly valuable in their life. You didn't just learn information this past 22 weeks. You develop discernment. You build a lens, and that lens will serve you for the rest of your life, no matter how fast technology moves. Because technology will keep changing. New platforms will rise and fall. New tools will dazzle and disappoint. New hype cycles will sweep through and burn out. But the ability to think clearly, to ask the right questions, to resist pressure, and to evaluate what's real, that never goes out of style. That's timeless, and you have it now. I want to end this season the way I wish someone had spoken to me when I first entered this space. You're not behind. You never were. The people who are truly behind are the ones who never started, who never asked, who let the noise convince them it was too complicated, too late, too technical, too risky. You didn't let the noise win. You found this podcast and it found you and you stayed week after week, Tuesday after Tuesday. That took something: curiosity, patience, courage. Even because some of these ideas aren't comfortable, some of them challenge what you thought you knew. And you stayed anyway. So, wherever you are right now, whether you listen to every podcast or just discover this one, I want you to know you You belong in this conversation. You're welcome here. You are not too late. And your perspective, your questions, your curiosity, your caution is exactly what this space needs. The builders need you. The creators need you. The communities being formed around these technologies need people who think before they leap. People who value clarity over speed. People who care about humans, not just codes. And that's you. So take a breath, be proud of yourself, and know whatever comes next. Season 3, new technologies, new challenges, new questions. And you're ready. Not because you know everything. Nobody does. But because you know how to learn, you know how to think, and you know how to ask questions that matter. That's enough. That's more than enough. That's everything. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for trusting me with your Tuesdays. Thank you for sharing these episodes with your friends and family. Thank you for choosing clarity in a world that rewards noise. Season 2 of Web3 and AI Made Simple is complete. But this is not goodbye. This is just a breath. Season 3 is coming and I cannot wait to show you what's next. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, you're not behind, you're early. I'll see you soon. And always remember, stay curious, stay grounded, and stay human.